Welcome everybody to our show. This is Custom Fab Garage on our channel Octane TV on YouTube. Make sure you go down below and hit that subscribe button, and on top of that, make sure that you hit the notification bell so that you can get all the new content that comes out weekly and even every day.
This is the vehicle we're going to be doing next, 92 Corvette C4. Going to be doing a radio in this vehicle as well. Alright, so today, Josh aka Beavis, looking fresh tonight. We're gonna be working on this C4 Corvette. This is a 92, I believe. So it's gonna look like this, kind of a dent and a half, I would say, but I would say it's more like a double dent. But we're gonna be removing this dash to put a new Sony radio in. I'll show you all the parts we're gonna be using today after we go ahead and get all the dash pieces off. All right, tell me what you're doing here. You're really getting it in there deep. You sure you got it in there good? Basically, you're gonna have a screw right here, and then you're also gonna have a screw right over here. Right there, and right there. And when you go to push it, you gotta kind of push in on the end. There you go, that bitch will come out. Oh, sorry, that thing will come out. There we go. Very nice. All right, that's it. That's the screw right there. One right there, and we're gonna have the same exact one that we're gonna be taking out of that side as well. You got it? Got this one out, and he always drops it. All right, and there's the screw from that one. Phillips. So basically, these top two are Phillips right here, and this piece will come right out. Ooh la la! It's like magic. Take the screws out, and it comes right out. Here. And you got it in this thing right here. You got a 7mm back there in that little corner.
7 right
Boom.
here. There's 7 right here.
Down here in the cup holder is a 7mm.
And then 7 right here. And 7 right here.
There's 7 right there. Okay, cool. Taking out this 7mm right here. Definitely gonna have to remember this configuration because the screws are different lengths. So the top screws are way longer, and they're not 7mm like these. So you don't want to get mixed up and put the screws where the 7mm go. We've made that mistake many times. Well, Josh has. It's the face of, yeah.
Yeah, you forced me to.
It's the one that comes out of the cup holder. Now we're gonna take this one out right here. Alright, there's that one right there. Then we got another one over here. Gotta really put some effort into it there. Got that one out. Alright, so we got both those out. Alright, in order to get this piece out, you're gonna have to remove the shifter back to make sure that it can pull itself back from there. That way you can get this fascia off.
Cigarette lighter right here.
You gotta unplug that.
See, that's all the way back now. You turn it.
You can turn it to the left too if you need, but okay, so that's
screw
out.
There.
Then we got
Well, there's one there,
7mm.
and one there, and they're both missing.
They're both missing?
Right there.
So we're missing one there, and we're missing one there. So
this,
he's already had this off, I'm guessing is why. But remember, you're gonna have to take those off if you have to do this, people.
see, it goes right here.
Yep.
And the other one, well,
Kinda is broken. Yep. So there we go. So that whole piece is off now. Now we got to take
that one, that one, that one,
and then one behind there.
behind there.
Yep. So you got 4 7mm you need to remove on. Whatever you do, don't drop the 7mm. It's kind of like don't drop the soap. Because that's not the only thing that's going to screw you tonight.
Well, I dropped it.
You dropped it.
Yeah.
Oh no, Beavis.
That's why.
It's broketed. Jesus, this guy broke every damn thing on this car. So why you shouldn't mess with your own car. You should let people like us do it, because if not, you're gonna break stuff and tear stuff up.
Okay, scoot that over like that.
When you got pulled over,
See, there's a
Beavis
screw
is
right
real
here.
good at pulling things apart like that.
Screw in right here. You go.
All right, we're gonna have to move that shifter again to get it out.
I get this other screw.
And the other screw out, yep. So you're gonna have to kind of pull that side back and then get it in there. Oh, there it went. There she blows. Now we're gonna have to pull that shifter back to get the radio out. And we're gonna show you some neat stuff. All right, you gotta put the key in the ignition, and then we're gonna pull this bad boy out. Now we tested this radio to make sure it worked beforehand, so we know it works. And then right back behind here, you're gonna have this magical harness, which is kind of hard to see. Sorry, I apologize.
Give me a second.
You want to unplug that? I'll hold the light. So you're gonna have two harnesses on there that you're gonna need to unplug. And why this is so different than normal cars is when you unplug that, you'll pull that out and then we'll put it back into park. Where this is different than other cars is that would be a normal standard harness right there from GM, but it's not. Those are extension harnesses that run all the way down through here. So you're gonna have to run an extension harness all the way from these, where these two harnesses are here, all the way back to here, because the tuner is underneath here. And being underneath here, that means you have to run a harness all the way up to there. Makes it a lot more tough to do, a lot more difficult. Most people don't know that, and I didn't even know that until I did my first one. So just want to let you guys know that's actually a display, and the actual tuner is in here. Okay, so you're taking the cover off?
I'm taking this cover off to see.
So there should be a screw and a screw, right?
There's 3 screws, and they're all Torx, and they're torque 15.
T15s on the side over there. Okay, so we're gonna take, did you put them in a different slot?
Put them in that cup, that ashtray.
Okay, so we got T15s, there's 3 of them over there, and I imagine they're longer ones, right? You wanna show me a close-up of one?
They're all the same, but yeah.
Yeah, that's where it gets a little tough. We might even have to use a right angle. Is it gonna come, or are we gonna need to use a right angle? Did you get it out?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that's what the T15?
15.
Okay. So you got 3 T15s on that side over there, right? Okay.
Take off this cover. This is the cover for the fuse.
Take that off and then remove those 3 T15s. Okay. Okay. So there's a 7mm down here he's removing. And those are the 3 silver parts where the Torx were. And then there's the 7mm right there.
So then you get under here, the screws underneath.
And there's screws underneath, which is kind of hard in this car because the way it's designed.
This carpet
Just Velcros.
It's Velcro.
Okay, so we're gonna have to get underneath the dash, and then there's gonna be more screws underneath the dash to remove the bottom dash piece. So there's how many 7mm under the bottom?
So far, 2.
2 of them? And that's gonna get us that bottom panel down? Okay, so he's got 2 7mm underneath the bottom down there, so that way we can get that plastic piece down right there. And that's how we're gonna be able to get to the actual, you wanna call it brain or tuner, that controls all the power, has all the antenna and power leads and everything like that inside there.
Right here,
You're gonna need to unplug that,
light.
which might be a pain in the butt. But you're gonna need to unplug that so you can get that bottom piece off there. Okay, so there's one 10mm on the side,
There's one going straight up.
and there's one going straight up that's a 10mm that holds the box in for the tuner. That's the actual tuner piece. That way you can actually pull the box down so you can get to it.
Alright, so
Sorry, you're sweating so bad, buddy.
there's nuts. 10 nuts on both of these right here. They got screws that go through these little slots. That's on the tuner. On the bottom of these has a little bitty the clips where you know wiring wires goes all to it. They have to go through these and they mount to the bottom of this. You have to pull this out just to get to the tuner, which is technically right here underneath it. So the tuner is right here, and there's plug-ins on both sides of it. There's a
It's probably 2 harnesses, an antenna plug-in, Am I right or wrong on that one?
2 harness on this side. It looks like an antenna, but I can't tell. It's not like in a circle, it's just wiring wise.
Okay. Yep, so those are standard GM harnesses right there.
Okay.
So there should be a black one or a white one as well, right? Big one? Yep.
Black one.
So those are your standard GM harnesses that come out of that box, and then what will happen is we're gonna plug into those bad boys right there, which is pretty nice.
There's plugins on the other side too.
Yep, so there's gonna be, basically these plugs right here plug into that tuner, and then those will come out of there that we're gonna have to plug in the GM harness on it as well. Pretty crazy the way it works. So basically, instead of the radio itself, the box it having an amplifier in it, this is an external amplifier tuner module. So basically, if you look on this, you have the 2 inputs. There are those black plugs that plugged into the back of the radio plug in here, and that's what provides. This is the actual standard harness, which is the same as this on your extension harness. So that plugs in like that. And then we'll plug the antenna in down there, and there's the antenna there. So what we're gonna do is, in theory, make that box right there turn into this harness that runs behind the radio so that we don't have to no longer use that lovely thing right there.
This is the bolt. The yellow.
So we aren't even gonna put that back in there. We're just gonna plug our harnesses into this extension harness, plug our antenna into there, and then this will run from under the dash up to behind the radio and extend everything, so we no longer have to use this tuner anymore. Now what I'm gonna do is, hold this real quick, we're gonna test tape that. This is the extension harness right here that you're going to need. It is a 70-1857. It's a tuner bypass and Bose integration harness from METRA.
All right, these are the 3 harnesses, the power harness and the 2 speaker wire harnesses here. We had to cut those off instead of running the relocation harness, and we wired up all of our speaker wires. They're normal GM colors, just like every other ones. You know, we wired those up to our 9-strand. We ran 9-strand all the way up, and then we ran a blue wire, a yellow wire, a red wire, and a black wire for the power wires here. Now, if you have a standard, I think it's like a 1768, 1767 GM harness, these will plug into it. The reason why we didn't do this, like this standard, just GM harness right here, but we didn't do it because the way they've got these RCAs and all this stuff and all this extension harness that's like 80 feet long for the Bose thing to go to the back of the car. I'm not gonna use this. I'm just going to hardwire this in. So that way it's done correctly. I would have rather used a harness, but we don't have a harness in stock because the customer brought us everything. So we're just gonna wire it in. Everything's gonna wire up to up there. We're just basically extending it from here up to there. If you have Bose, you could use this one and it goes all the way to the back of the vehicle because this has RCAs on the end. See the RCAs? So we did take the antenna part out of it and use the antenna extension because you still have to extend the antenna from over here. But there's no point in using this big, huge harness and all the way they got these RCAs and stuff. We'd rather just do it right and hardwire it. It took a lot more time this way, but I'd rather do it right and have it work for the customer. Okay, so we wired up our wires here. This looks like a mess. We will zip tie that up, make them look nice. Antenna adapters here, wires are there. Now, back here, that has to be cut out. That back piece is, this is, no matter what, double din, single din chassis, you're gonna hit that on the back because the harness sticks out. The antenna adapter is mainly what's gonna be your problem. When you push it back there, it's gonna hit that. So you gotta cut that out. It sucks, and people don't understand that, but we're gonna cut it out. So we're gonna take our Dremel. This is our Milwaukee one, it's cordless. We're gonna cut right here. We had to move these airbag modules over there, and then we're gonna cut across the top and get this piece out of here. Be careful, do not hit wires behind. You wanna make sure you put your hand back here, make sure all the wires are out, airbag modules are out, the same way on the top. All right, so there's the radio installed, looks really good. We did have to cut the back of the dash out, everything had to be cut out, and then the radio goes right in. So it's really nice.